Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL preview video. Today, I'm going to break down the Cleveland Browns. Now, if this is your first time here and you like football, you're in the right place. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Join the growing community of football junkies and fans of all 32 NFL teams. Now, here's how the videos work. I start off with 3 things I like about the Cleveland Browns, followed by 3 things I don't like. At the end, I break down the schedule, go over the yearly win total odds, and then I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Cleveland Browns. So let's start off with 3 things I like about the Cleveland Browns. The first thing I like about the Cleveland Browns is their running back group. I'll never forget when Nick Chubb took over for Heisman frontrunner Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley went down with an injury about mid-season. I tweeted out that I thought Nick Chubb might be better, and I got so much hate. But my man crush on Nick Chubb feels justified now. He's one of the best running backs in the National Football League. If he stays healthy, he's a top 5, top 3 running back, easy. Kareem Hunt, when healthy, he's also a top 10 running back. You got the 1-2 duo in the NFL. In the 5th round out of Cincinnati, they drafted Jerome Ford. He was an Alabama transfer. This is a really, really good running back in his own right. And then the 3rd string running back, Ernest Johnson, he had over 500 yards rushing, a 5.3 yard average, and he's also a pretty good receiver on most teams. This is a solid number 2 guy. Here he's 3. He may not even make the team with Jerome Ford in the mix now. And then you also have Demetric Felton, who's a nice 3rd down back. He mostly plays special teams, but this is a nice change of pace. So as a group, the Cleveland Browns easily have the best running back group in the National Football League. The second thing I like about the Cleveland Browns is the young defensive talent. I believe every starter on the Cleveland Browns defense is under 30, and I'm not saying this is going to be a top 10 defensive unit, but they do have top 10 athleticism and talent, maybe even top 5 athleticism. Bottom line, this unit will continue to grow and get better. Myles Garrett's probably the number 1 pure athlete in the NFL. In the last 4 years he's played, he's had 57 games he's played, 51 and a half sacks. He turns 27 in December. This is a guy who's still getting better. So the upside is immense on this defense. And even with the Deshaun Watson trade, they still drafted some really good players who are going to help on the defensive side of the ball in 2022. And that leads me directly to the third thing I like about the Cleveland Browns, and that is I like the Deshaun Watson trade. Last year, the Browns were 6-6 going into a Week 13 bye. A great time to have a bye. You're fighting for a playoff spot, and you got 5 games left. And in those final 5 games, Cleveland did not pass for over 190 yards in any one of those 5 games. Against Green Bay, they ran for 219 yards, but Baker had 4 interceptions. The next week against Pittsburgh in a loss, he was 16 out of 38 for 185, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. If you don't have a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, you need to get one. I did a video in Minnesota. I don't think Cousins is a top 10 quarterback. You bring him into your organization. You know what happened? General manager got fired. Head coach got fired. New front office, new coaching staff. Now, I don't know that Deshaun Watson is the answer, but I know Baker isn't. And I love it when teams take chances. Now, Watson, the last time he played, this is definitely a top 10 quarterback, so I like the move. Now, to recap the 3 things I like about the Cleveland Browns, the best running back group in the NFL, young ascending defensive talent, just, maybe top 5 athleticism, and I like to trade for Watson. Now, 3 things I don't like about the Cleveland Browns. Let's start with the obvious, and Deshaun Watson's going to miss the first 6 games of the season. Now, I'm doing this video almost right after the suspension was handed down. So, bottom line, you have a quarterback who didn't play at all in 2021. He's going to miss the first 6 games of 2022. It's going to be an issue. And this is a direct correlation to the second thing I don't like about the Cleveland Browns, and that is they gave up 49 sacks last year. Now, the Cleveland Browns offensive line had a lot of starters injured in 2021, and Baker was kind of famous for holding on to the ball too long. But Cleveland had the 28th ranked passing attempts last year. They threw the ball 520 times, and 49 sacks is not a good number for 520 pass attempts. Now, I use Pro Football Reference for numbers, so pass attempt is not included in the sacks. So 569 dropbacks, 49 sacks, that's 1 in 11.6, 6-1, some change. Bottom line, Bill Callahan's your offensive line coach. He's as good as it gets. So you have a first-rate offensive line coach. And a lot of starters miss time in 2021. I get that. But if you miss time in 2021, you're magically going to play 17 games in 2022. Look, facts are facts, and your quarterback who hasn't played football in a really long time is going to have a lot of problems if your offensive line is either not able to stay healthy or simply not able to protect him. And this is magnified by the third thing I don't like about the Cleveland Browns, and that is a very brutal AFC North. Now, I'm doing Baltimore tomorrow, and you might hear the same thing when I do the Ravens, but bottom line, this division is really brutal. You have two teams that made the playoffs in 2021, including Cincinnati, which went to the Super Bowl. And normally in a division, there's one team that's not very good, but that's really not the case in the AFC North. Matter of fact, that team might be the Cleveland Browns that's not very good or finishes last in 2022, but in this division, all four teams are legitimate playoff contenders. It's just a brutal division. And to recap the three things I don't like about the Cleveland Browns, first off, the Watson suspension. Second, the 49 sacks in 2021, and a very brutal AFC North. Now, let's take a look at the Browns' schedule. I'll go over the yearly win total odds, and then I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Cleveland Browns. First off, let's look at the first 6 games. At Carolina, you may be facing Baker Mayfield week 1, but you do have 4 out of those 6 games are at home, and then both Carolina and Atlanta are winnable road games. When Watson returns week 7, you go at Baltimore, then home on a very fun Monday Night Football game against the Bengals on Halloween. Miami plays on the road week 9, so even though you're traveling to Miami for week 10, you have a bye week 9. Miami plays week 9, so you do get an advantage even though it's a road game. The next 2 games are pretty tough, at Buffalo and home to Tampa Bay, but the final 6 games of the season, you got 4 road games and then both home opponents. Those are pretty tough games. Now, the yearly win total odds are off Barstool as I'm making this video, but Caesars has 9.5. So this is a number that's going to be very volatile. It's going to change quite a bit between now and the start of the season, but I'm going to use 9.5. And the question is, can Cleveland win 10 games? I'm going to show you how they can. Go back to the first 6. All right, you go back to the first 6 games. You got 4 home games, 2 winnable road games. Jacoby Brissett is not a bad quarterback. So what I'm looking at is I want to go 3-3 here. Then you have 2 games before the bye. I think realistically you got to be 4-4 going into the bye. And the reason why I say that is because out of those final 9 games, only 3 are at home, and one of those is Tampa Bay. So I think realistically, you're kind of looking at 6-5 here. Then out of those 6 road games, you did beat Cincinnati on the road last year, but I don't know if you can count on that this year. Let's say you win at Houston and Washington, and you get split with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Okay, that gets you to 9. And with the extra week preparation, you get week 10 at Miami. That gets you to 10. Now, personally, I don't see it. If you like the over, I showed you exactly how it's done. That's what would have to happen in order to get to 10 wins. But I like the under. And if this stays at 9.5, I probably will put action on the under. But right now, Caesars has it as negative 130. So that means I have to bet $130 to win 100. I don't like that number at all. But I really expect this number to drop to 9 What I usually do is place my bets before the season starts, so early September is when I put my action down, and I really expect this number to be at 9 when I place my bets. Now, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I really want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop a comment below. Let me know. How will the Cleveland Browns do in 2022? If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Give me a thumbs up and ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. Tomorrow, I'm doing the Baltimore Ravens, so I will see you tomorrow.